Good morning, everyone. Welcome to BlueSync on Thursday, June 25th, 2026. We are going to be talking about Moxie websites today. We've had a lot of requests for agents to do some customization. And so we just kind of wanted to refresh the WordPress widget that Moxie has in the system that allows us to customize our websites. There's a lot of new templates in there. So if you haven't been in there in a while, I highly encourage you to take a look. Our fantastic Live Well with Coldwell branding is available on some of the templates. And with just a few clicks, we can actually make the agent's websites look very customized. And so we're going to go through some of those opportunities today. So of course, as always, we're going to start in Desk because this is where we have to get to Moxie. So go to mycbdesk.com, find your Moxie Works square. If you can't find it in your list, you can always click on the Find an App, type in Moxie here, and it will come up. And then when you launch into Moxie, it's going to launch you into your account here. So we all know our information, our contact info, our web info, our personal info, this all comes over from our feed, which is account tech to Dash. So if any of the agent information needs to be updated on this screen, that can be done in the back end systems with account tech feeding to Dash, and then Dash will update Moxie. In order to update our websites, though, we do need to go into the website wizard. This will have to be done through a proxy. So you cannot do this from your administrative accounts. You do need to get proxy access from your agent. So in order to request that from your own Moxie, you want to go into account settings over here on the left. And if these menus are kind of truncated here, you'll see you can just click that down arrow under My Account and go into account settings and then account access. The agents can actually give you access or you can request it. So in order to request it, you want to click Other Account Access, and it says right there, Control Access to Other Accounts, and click Manage. The agents do get an email when you request access from them, and then they do need to log into their own Moxie to accept it. So they at least need to log into Desk and get into Moxie in order to accept that request. So once you're on this screen, you click Request, start typing in the name of the agent, and then once they come up, you click Add, and then you're not quite done yet. You have to click Request right here. So if you're helping 3 or 4 agents, you can actually do more than one at a time. We'll just find another Jason. You'll see he's there. Click Add again, and then we have 2 on the list, and click Request. Moxie will email both Jasons saying that Carrie Scomp has requested access to your Moxie account. Do you approve? They'll click the link. It'll take them to log into My CB Desk, and then they'll approve it through. Once they approve it, you will get the email saying that, Jason has approved your request. Then you can log into Moxie in the upper right-hand corner and click where it says Switch User. Everybody that has accepted through your request for proxy will show up in your list here. Now, if you are already logged in Moxie because you are going to request access and they click through, you might not see them in the list unless you do a refresh. So either close the browser and get back in, or just click the refresh button up here on your browser. So if you don't see them right away, but you got an email saying that you've been accepted, just refresh your browser. They'll pop into your list. Now, if you are like me and use a lot of incognito windows because of cookie and cache and history issues with switching between accounts, you cannot proxy in incognito. You can log into your own Moxie in incognito and do your own website work, but you cannot proxy in an incognito window. You will get an error. So if you see that error, you just have to log into Moxie in your normal browser, and then you'll be able to proxy as the agent. So I do like to point that out because a lot of us use incognito windows for many reasons. Cannot proxy in incognito. So once you're in the account of the agent that you're helping, or maybe you're just playing around in your own account, now the next step is to go into My Website. That does open another tab. So you'll see now that we have Desk open, we have the Moxie roster open, which is our account page, and then we have our website wizard. Also, if you've not been in here for a while, not only have templates been updated, but the homepage here has been updated. So before it was a lot more verbiage, it kind of was a little bit messier of a homepage, but now it's this very clear-cut guideline here. So if your agents want to jump in, you can set your site style. When you click on that, it's a how-to. And then you can go to see site styles to change that. So this is kind of a wizard for your agents to go through. If they've not been in the system before, we highly encourage them to go through this so they can start customizing their own websites. However, if they've been with us for a while and they're just asking for updates and they're asking for your help, what you can do is go over here to the left where it says appearance. And then this is where the additional options are. Before, we would only had search focused or agent focused. We now have buyer focused, seller focused, community living, first time home buyer, or luxury showcase. So depending on how your agent wants to customize their website, we have these templates already built out. If you're going to choose that, you simply click on it. You see how it turned blue, and then come down and click publish. Most pages in the website wizard have publish. It's either to the left or it's going to be over to the lower right. So any changes you make, it's not like Google where they automatically save. You do need to click the publish button. So depending on what the agent wants customized, if you want to see what these look like, you can click view larger image and it'll come up and show you what that look is. So if you want to stay on the standard that all sites default to are search focused here. All the images and such in the background can be further customized to the agent. The stock photo will come in for them based on their region, but that is customizable as well. If they want a fully customized homepage, that's down here at the bottom. You can click create a new page if they don't have one set up yet, or if they've already created one or you've helped them create one, you'll see those are in the options below. You'll see I have 3 options here because you can have more than one. So you can set your homepage to be a page, but these customized pages are also available in other areas of the website that you can link through. So all customized pages will show up here, available for you to choose. So if you're going to create a new page and use some of the templates available, you click create a new page. That will launch you here into the create new page site. Your first step is you do need to name it. So I have a lot of test pages. I'm just going to make this super simple and name it what it is. Today is BlueSync 26/25/2026. And then your first step is save draft. If you click on anywhere else, the system's going to say, are you wanting to leave? You might not see that option because it's a pop-up. I don't know if it'll share on my screen, but it'll give you a warning saying, oh, but hold on, you haven't saved your draft. So after you've given it the name, your first step is to click save draft. That will now launch you into the customized page wizard. So you'll see over here to the right, you have modules, rows, templates, and then saved. So you can save your own templates in the system as well if you're playing around with them. If you're being super innovative and you want to start from scratch, you can start adding these certain things in. You can add audio, you can add a list, you can add video, but I would highly recommend going over to your templates. So you'll see when you go to templates and click the down arrow, we have a lot of different options. So we have MoxieWorks templates, landing pages, content pages, micro pages, brand templates, so on and so forth. If your agents are looking for those Live Well with Coldwell templates that we talked about, click on brand templates here. You'll see all of these options. There's a lot to choose from. So don't necessarily need to start from scratch. You can further customize the templates once you've pulled them in. You'll see there's the super fun move meter matchups that we have, very popular during football season, but also good this time of year. Maybe you pit, city A with a beach against city B with a beach and see which one comes out better. So lots of opportunities for customization. They're not loading quite great. I think it's just because I'm on screen share right now, but those will load in and give you the opportunity to see what they look like. There is Spanish pages as well. So your agents can actually operate 2 home pages. If they're bilingual, they can have a Spanish homepage and they can have an English homepage. Just depends on how they want to link that through. So you'll see all of these options are here. There's also the CB estimate, which is also a popular tool available by the brand. And you just continue to scroll and you'll see so many different options. So when you find one that the agent likes, or if the agent's asking for your help, or again, if you're just playing around with your own, you can go ahead, find the one that you like, and then just click on it, and you're gonna see that it pulls all of that data in. So Live Well with Coldwell, verbiage here, there's a video that's automatically embedded. You'll see your perfect property awaits header is here. but there is no actual search feature. So we'll talk about that in a minute. So you always want to make sure that you're scrolling down on any template that you pull in. Some templates will have a bright pink box that needs further customization. So you don't want to just publish a page without scrolling fully down and making sure that it's set up correctly. So maybe you like this verbiage, but you want to change it a little bit. When you hover over any of these widgets, you'll see that there is a wrench right here, and you can go into the editor. That will bring up a box here that will allow you to type if you want to change. You can do things like bold or italic. You'll see the text editors right here. Some of these editors will have further customization that you can change the color on. And then also you can start messing more advanced with margins and such. So lots of options. But to keep it easy on the template, if you're just changing verbiage, you can do that here. And then you'll make sure that you want to click save. So you'll see all of the opportunities are here. So your perfect property awaits and nothing is there. You'll see that there's an empty box. So when you click on the widget settings for this, this is allowing you to pull in any of your properties. So active listings, or if you're a new agent, you can pull in your office listings. Or if you want the entire region in which you live, you can pull in the whole company. And then once you click save on that, it takes a little bit and it may actually not fully populate with the screen share. But when you go to the live site, those featured properties will then filter through to that. This is our testimonial. So as long as you have your testimonial set up, those will pull in here. And you'll see that this is the manual version. So if you want to pull in the testimonial tree widget, you have the opportunity to do that. But this is why it's really important that even though you're pulling in a template, there usually is further customization. This is a publish option here. So when you're done playing around, you click done in the upper right. You have the option to discard. If you're just playing around and you've made so many changes and you're like, well, that's terrible, you can discard it. You can save as draft. So maybe you're not quite done customizing, but you want to save your changes. Or when you're good and ready for it to go live, you click publish. So once you click publish, you'll see it's kind of spitting, and then this is a live site here. You can always get back to your options when you're working within a customized page right here at the top. So we started in appearance because we were doing a custom page. So if you click on appearance, you're going to go back down here, and then you're going to see that page that we just created is now available in our list to choose as our home page. I'm not going to quite do that yet, but if you were to switch over to that and click publish, that will then be your live site. If you ever want to see any of the changes that you make, up here in the upper left, you can click visit site. That will populate your live website. Now, sometimes when you make changes and you go to visit site, sometimes you still have to refresh the browser. If you want to be good and sure on the changes that you've made, simply launch your website in an incognito window. Or I like to tell people to maybe pull it up on their mobile device, their iPad, or a different browser, because that will be for sure the changes that go live. Sometimes Moxie, like other websites, fall victim to the cache and history, and changes may not necessarily populate right away in your view. So that's why you just want to make sure that you're either refreshing the browser or launching that in an incognito window. Now back into appearance, we have, if you don't want to get quite that fancy with customization and the agents maybe want just a few tweaks, over here we're still under appearance, but we're going to go to header. So you'll see there's a lot of different ways that you can customize quickly just by clicking a different option. So this one has a logo centered. This one is the slim look with the logo to the left. A lot of options. If you have a light background, then you want this logo. If you're choosing a dark background, you want this logo. So you'll see there's a lot of different ways to customize your home screen without changing the entire look. And then again, you always want to click publish here. If you're not changing the home screen, but they want to add a different link, or maybe they want to link their testimonials, or maybe they're interested in adding neighborhood news to their websites, that's all done right through site pages here. So you'll see that in this list is all of the site pages that I've either created or I've added to my Moxie website. You'll see some of them say hidden. That means they're not showing up on my live site, but they're still available if I want to turn those back on. So all you have to do is click view to see what that website looks like. Obviously, I never finished doing this widget because it's not showing up correctly. but then you'll see that you have the ability to show or to hide. So if something says hide, it'll then say show, so you can toggle back and forth. So that's how you can hide pages if you want to, or show pages when you want to. You can also reorder these. So you'll see when I go to visit my site, all of these words, Boyne City Webcam, Long Lake Home, Neighborhood News, Schmidt Community Fund, Schmidt Help, yada, yada, yada. That is in the same order as it shows. So on your live site, left to right is the same order that is top to bottom in the Moxie widget. You can simply drop and drag these up and down. If it's indented, that's a submenu. So we're going to go ahead and turn on buying and selling. We're going to click show there. So now you'll see that these are still hidden because our submenus are hidden. So we need to go ahead and click show on those. And then we do want to scroll down, and then this particular publish is in the lower right. So again, if you don't see it in lower left, look in lower right. And now when we go to visit our site, you'll see that the buying and selling menu item is right here now because I clicked show and it is the third on the list. So then you'll see that we've turned this on. It's fully functioning. Consumers will see it. You'll see it when you're in your test site and it's turned on. If you want to go back to your website wizard, you can always click hide, and then it's going to hide. So when you hide the main menu, it's going to automatically hide your submenus. But when you show your main menu, it doesn't necessarily pull in and show your submenus. It will hide them automatically, but not show them. So just make sure that you're taking a double look here on what is showing and what is hiding. And again, any changes you make, you do want to click publish. So the first time we created a custom page, we were in appearance because we were doing a home page. You have the same functionality right here from your site pages. Click add new, and then you have all of these options. Are you adding just a menu item? Are you adding a menu link? Depending on what you're adding here, you have the option. You can also do custom page, and when you click submit, it's going to pull you into that same widget that we got to from appearance and homepage. So from here, you would title it, click Save Draft, and then go into the Builder Edit. You can edit on this page, but we don't recommend it because it's going to look very much like a piece of paper almost. It's not going to have any customization. So you want to go into Builder. And then once that launches, we're right back here where we have those same options for our templates. Keep in mind, we went to templates. And then we had gone into brand templates, but you see you have a lot of option here where it comes to landing pages, content pages, micro pages, and so on. So you can get very granular on pages. You can build out pages for an open house, and then you can actually share that link out via social media, via email, via text, however you want to do that. It doesn't replace your home page. It's just going to be available to you in your site pages. So let me just go ahead and quickly pull in one. Again, you always want to scroll to make sure that nothing looks funky. You want to test the links because unless you've done the customization, some of the links are going to show up as broken. So you do, even though you're pulling in the template, need to further make sure that you customize it. The Coldwell Banker template had actual verbiage. You'll see this is just a placeholder. So you want to make sure that you're checking on that before you click done and then publish. I named this particular site test. So before we were working on our home page, we went back to appearance. But right now I'm going to go back to admin home, go into site pages. And now you're going to see the one that I just did and called test is going to be very bottom of our site pages. If I like that page and I think it's fantastic and I want it to show up in my menu item, you want to just drag that and then drop it in the order that you want it. So if you want it right at the top, we're going to put it right there between home and Boyne City Webcam. We're going to scroll back to the bottom and click publish. And now when we click visit our site, you're going to see it's right here. So top to bottom in site pages is the same as left to right. If you don't like that page, or if it was just for an open house and you no longer need it because the open house is in the past, you would just go back into your site pages and you can click hide. Now, if it is in the past, it was very specific to that property and the property sold, so you'll never need it again. You can delete it. or you can choose to hide it. You can also duplicate it. So if you have one page for maybe Long Lake and you really like the page and you want to do one for Elk Lake, you can duplicate that page and then go in and customize it so that you're not recreating the wheel every single time. You're starting with the same template basically and then just going and updating it. So if you click delete, it does give you that confirmation so you can't accidentally delete pages, and then click delete and then it'll no longer show up in your list. So a lot of different options for customization. Unless you're good and sure you'll never use that page again, I would recommend hiding it as opposed to deleting it, because then you can always go back, customize it further, or show it by clicking show on that page. So lots of options for customization here. The good thing is, unless you click publish, it doesn't go live. So you have a lot of opportunity to play around in the back end of this before you go ahead and click publish. So those are just a few options that allow you to help the agent with customization. I'll go ahead and pause and see if there's any questions. I don't see any that have come up. Feel free to type them in the chat box or go ahead and unmute. All right, great. Well, highly encourage you to go in your own sites and play around with them. Obviously, when you click My Sites, it'll go into your site so you can play around with that. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to publish all your changes, but you can definitely go in and start playing around so that when an agent comes and asks for help, that you're fully prepared to assist them. So thank you guys so much for your time today. I truly appreciate it. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye now.